So we haven't heard many updates from the International Court of Justice and the case brought by South Africa against Israel, charging Israel with committing genocide.
The first genocidal act committed by Israel is the mass killing of Palestinians in Gaza, in violation of Article 2A of the Genocide Convention.
And if you remember, the International Court of Justice is the United Nations highest court. It's the court that is supposed to settle disputes between states, and that states can bring cases to the ICJ when you accuse a state of violating a treaty that a state is a party to. And so this case rests on the idea or the fact that Israel is a state party to the Genocide Convention, and South Africa is alleging that Israel is violating the Genocide Convention. Now, the International Court of Justice is not a criminal court. It is more like a civil court where states could be held accountable to pay fines or maybe change policy or things like that. But nobody would go to prison by an ICJ finding. While we're still waiting for the ICJ to fully deliberate on this case, interestingly, one of the judges is in the news, and not for good reason. So Julia Sebutinde is the Ugandan judge who sits on the court, the International Court of Justice. She's the only judge of the 17-panel ICJ that voted against the measures that were adopted by the court against Israel. Now, they haven't fully found the case against Israel, but she basically was siding with Israel and trying to provide a buffer. And a lot of people were wondering, why that is. It's now being reported that apparently this judge is a Christian Zionist and has this belief that many Christian Zionists here in America do as well, that for the end times, for the revelation, for the rapture, Jews need to go back to Israel, and then the Messiah will come, then Jesus will come down to the world and take the people up to heaven. And so she is quoted as saying that the Lord is counting on her to stand with Israel, and that the whole world is watching. And she was also saying that the situation in Gaza signaled the end times as predicted by the Bible. She said, "I have very strong conviction that we are in the end times. The signs are being shown in the Middle East, and I want to be on the right side of history. I'm convinced that time is running out. I would encourage you to follow the developments in Israel. I am humbled that God has allowed me to be part of the last days." So for a judge at the highest court that the United Nations has to openly basically say that she's making her decisions on the bench not based on the facts on the ground, not based on the interpretation of the law, of the interpretation of the 1948 Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, not based on the facts and the situation that's happening right now in Gaza and the various things that Israel is doing, but based on her religion, based on what she believes is going to play out to allow her and other Christians to go to heaven. Like, this is, I don't know how we can allow for this to continue. Like, how can we have judges, not just on the ICJ, but anywhere, that are making decisions not based on law or facts, but based on their own personal religious beliefs that have nothing to do with what's happening to the people right now in Gaza? It's very disturbing, and I don't know what's going to happen both within Uganda as far as, this judge's positions, nationally, and, within the ICJ. But for her to come out and say this, it's really it's astounding.